And our friend Stuart Spencer is here today from Advanced Ear Care, and always good to see you, sir. Welcome.
Thanks, Ken. Great to be here.
It's a great subject you're talking about today, and these are, I kind of referred to them as refurbished hearing aids, and in a sense they will be, but they're donations because we see a program like this with eyeglasses and other things as well. All kinds of electronic things. Well, let's face it, that's what hearing aids are.
Sure.
And this is a way that people maybe they want to upgrade, or the hearing aids they have aren't correct for them anymore. And this is done through the Starkey Foundation.
That's right. You know, in July they have their big gala that's back in Minneapolis. That's where they really celebrate, the work that they've done this past year all over the world, helping people to hear better. And, this year, they're calling for more donations for hearing aids and, and helping so many people. Everybody likes to have kind of a stash of backup hearing aids, because, obviously if something happens, they always need to be able to hear better. So we always encourage them to keep a backup set. But sometimes, their parents have a set or two of hearing aids that they're not using, or they're just ready to give them away, or like you say, upgrade or something like that. So, if there's any, used hearing aids, even if they're not even working, bring them in, to our office over here at the Willow Shopping Center, and we'll put them to good use. They tear them apart and rebuild new hearing aids. And, they provide a lot of new state-of-the-art hearing aids for people, but they also take donated hearing aids. And, we're not just helping people around the world, we're helping people right here in our backyard too. So it's really a great cause. So if you happen to be one of those people that have something laying around that, you're not using anymore, bring them on in and we'll be happy to help you.
Yeah, I think that's a great program that you have. Now, in general, do people grow out of their hearing aids much like you do your glasses? Quite often, after so many years, you need a new prescription. Is it hearing aids like any electronic device? After so many years, they just wear out, or perhaps the person's hearing changed?
Right. Well, that's one of the remarkable things today is hearing aids last so much longer. Yeah. It used to be, we'd start at a certain hearing level, and that hearing aid was just for that hearing level. Yeah. So, these, problems are degenerative by nature, so they get a little worse as time goes on. Typically, they don't have to, but typically they do. And so the hearing changes. Today we're able to reprogram hearing aids and really keep people using the same hearing aids they have for much longer periods of time. Okay. The other advantage to newer technology is, when upgrades come out for the firmware, yes, kind of much like our iPhones or our Androids, we can update them. And so when people come in, we do updates all the time, right in their firmware, right while they're sitting there wirelessly. So hearing aids have a much longer period of use now. Typically, the reason people change is technology has changed so much. Faster, smarter processors. Different background noise cancellation, different types of accessories that apply to a person now more than they did maybe previously. So they want to change for all those types of reasons.
That's great that you're doing this program. And you'll give some batteries to people who bring their hearing aids.
Yeah, sure. I thought we'd give them a little boost there. Yeah. Keep them on the air.
But, it's nice because if you're no longer using these, put them to good use. And just like your glasses or whatever it might be. And great program.
Absolutely.
Very good. Now, talk about you talk about your free initial consultation, but what you put here is for verified best speech clarity. So explain that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the grassroots of what we do, right? Is people always come in and say, Stuart, I know somebody's talking to me, but I just have a hard time understanding all the words clearly. And so I say, I get it. It's not like, they're way down at the bottom of the audiogram where it's like somebody's lips are moving and no sound coming out. They have a lot of good hearing left. So when we fit them with any kind of hearing device, we always want to make sure we're maximizing their speech clarity so that they do understand speech clearly. And we measure it, so we know exactly where they're at without their hearing aids and where they're at with their hearing aids. And, if that's below par, then we need to improve that. And, what I'm finding, Ken, is a lot of people around this area have a lot of really good devices, but they're not programmed real properly. And some simple changes in the programming really makes a substantial difference. and they're like, oh my gosh, Stuart, this is so much better.
Yeah.
So it's a simple thing, you know, it doesn't have to be expensive, or, you know, we even do the initial consultation for free, you know, just to see if we can measure that. And, you know, if they're right on target, you know, everything's just great. If not, you know, we help them out. We even do the reprogramming for free on that first visit. And then, you know, they can kind of go out and see how much better they can hear. So we're all about verifying that best speech clarity.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's just like your phone. You want it, everybody may have a certain type of phone that all looks the same and is similar, but you can you can adjust it to fit your needs best, whatever that may be. And it's, obviously, it's very important with hearing aids.
That's right. And you know, a lot of times there's just a learning curve that people go through, and I think, you know, in their initial consultations and their initial deliveries, you know, wherever they may get their devices, they kind of learn the real fundamentals, you know, and just what to do to make it work. You know, so we can kind of take it to a new level to show them how they can use it, you know, different features in the hearing aids for in their background noise situations to improve their speech clarity in those areas as well.
Yeah, very good. Now, friends helping friends, and this is kind of can be a delicate subject, but basically you want to be able to tell your family member or friend, hey, you're not hearing very good anymore, so guess what? But it's a hard thing to say.
You know, it really is, Ken, and we see it, you know, with spouses, you know, that are wearing our hearing aids and like, you know, I know, you know, my husband just isn't hearing well, and he's just really resistant to coming in. You know, it takes a lot of courage, you know, to step into that and to say, you know, honey, you really need to do something about it. You know, it's not a mild type of hearing loss anymore. You're really having a problem. You know, a lot of spouses recognize their partners, you know, kind of backing off, you know, socially. You know, and they'll just, you know, sit there and smile and nod. You know, they're not interacting with anybody anymore. And it's real subtle, but it's really kind of tragic, you know, that a lot of these people are so interesting and so social, then all of a sudden they start to pull back because they're insecure about, you know, what people are going to say, or if they're going to say the right thing, or maybe they're even going to say the same thing somebody else said before, you know. You know, those kind of situations, and it doesn't have to be like that, you know. I mean, they can really, if the partner has a little courage, you know, to get them motivated, typically what we find is people come in, they're a little resistant, and then once they're fit, they're like, oh my gosh, you know, I should have done this a long time ago. Because now they know the difference. And that's the remarkable thing about hearing loss is, you know, it's painless, and it's really gradual, and it's invisible, right? So people slide into these hearing losses, they think they have normal hearing. You know, maybe they've lost a third or even a half of their hearing. And we put that back into their hearing system, and it's just like, wow, you know, what a difference. So take that courage, you know, take that step.
And you know, it's so different than somebody who needs glasses, because you are the first person to know. Nobody else knows.
That's right.
You'll start to say,
Good
you
point.
know what, the print here, but you're right, with hearing, it's just the opposite. You're not often the first one to know.
Exactly. Matter of fact, many times you're the last one.
All right, the Willow Tree Center. It's a mess right now, but it'll lead to good things.
That's right. You know, and I say it's a mess because it's really a mess right in front of our office. You know, they're pulling off all the tiles and ripping off all the tower stuff, and you know, it's really noisy, and you know, people have to be kind of cautious the way they get in there. But you know, it's really exciting at the same time. You know, to know they're finally getting to it. It's going to look good. We're going to get, you know, we've got a lot of new tenants coming in. I'm sorry I don't have a list of them, but. A lot of new people coming in. It's going to be, you know, a very attractive, new, active kind of center all the way around. So we're really looking forward to those results. But we'll be happy when it's done.
And I want to tell people, if you drive over there, I don't know if yours has this yet, but some of the businesses have walls in front of them.
Ours does.
So you know, it might be a little hard to see what's in there, but you know, the 8-foot, 6-foot plywood walls, and you got to walk through like a little chute to get into somewhere.
There you go.
But that's
Thanks.
Just the way it is right now, and once that's all complete, it's going to be worth it. New businesses, and maybe some new food areas, and
a lot of things are going to be coming in there that'll be really functional kind of businesses for our community. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, very good. Good to see you, sir.
Likewise. Thank you,
as always. And advancedearcare.com. And remember, take advantage of that. If you have some old hearing aids you're not using, bring them over to Stuart, and they'll be put to good use. You get some batteries for your new ones, but more importantly, they'll be able to use those in some ways for people who maybe, whether it's here or who knows, around the world, can help them out. So,
Thank you.
All right, take care. We'll be right back.